Hi, I'm Frank Riley.
Scott Lee.
Oh, yeah, you're the guy.
Guy who what?
The guy who's going blind.
Yeah, that's right.
You're uncomfortable working with blind people, aren't you?
I am now.
Why?
How can I tell him to accept his blindness when I'm just about to get my sight back?
Well, everything looks good. Just wish you were a little younger, though.
So do I, Doc. But, will it affect things?
Well, I just don't want you to get your hopes up too high.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's much too late for that. Because what we have here is a major occurrence.
Now, hold on.
Me. Sight? Oh, brother. For the first time? Me see? Oh.
Calm down, will you, Frank?
Okay, Doc. What are the odds?
Well, it's hard to say. It's a combined process of a laser procedure on the optic nerve plus a retinal implant. Both procedures are new.
I don't know what I'm asking about odds for anyway. I've been blind all my life. I've got nothing to lose. Let's go for it.
The angle of sight has diminished considerably.
I noticed.
It's progressing a lot faster than I anticipated.
Look, I did some reading up on retinitis.
Stop, please.
No, wait. It said with absolute rest, atropine, avoidance of light.
Scott, what you have is retinitis pigmentosa, an entirely different form of retinitis.
I don't care what you call it. Just tell me how you're going to cure it.
I can't. It's degenerative. There's no cure at the present time.
You're full of crap. You know that? I mean, what am I paying you for? You can't even help me out.
I'm sorry, but we can't bury our heads in the sand. You are going blind. I think you should start planning for the future.
future.
I tell you, this whole thing doesn't make any sense. You sure we're not on an assignment?
Mark, I told you no.
All right, then tell me this. Why would Kaz write to me?
He's your friend. What did he say in the letter?
Nothing, just that he needed some help. I haven't heard from Kaz Lawton in I don't know how long. Yeah, I do know how long. I haven't heard from him since he quit the force.
Mark.
You know, he quit before me. Just walked in one day, handed in his papers, said he wanted to do something different with his life.
Yeah,
now,
Mark.
why now? Why all of a sudden...
Mark, the turn. Right here, the turn.
Oh, yeah, right, okay. I'm not gonna like this.
How come?
Summer camp.
So?
Kids, rich kids. I can't believe Kaz Lawton would have anything to do with a camp for spoiled rich kids. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Where would we find Kaz Lawton?
Just follow this road down to the beach. He's at the climbing area.
Thank you.
You bet.
Climbing area. Let's go see what rich kids climb.
Okay, that's not too tight, is it? Huh? Is that right? This snap is a very important snap. Only these loose ends. Are you ready to go up, Lita?
Uh-huh.
Harry, Lita's ready to go up. I want you to take her up the west face. Hey, Cass! Mark! You made it! All right, glad to see you. Look out! Watch out!
Hey, that wasn't too bright. What's where you're going?
I certainly wish I could.
Wait a minute, you're...
I know. Please don't tell me I'm blind.
You rappelled down that cliff and you can't see?
It's the only way I'd rappel down a sheer face like that. Wouldn't take a chance if I was sighted. It's much too scary. Am I done for the day, Kaz?
Yes, you are, Frank. Brian, give Frank a hand with his gear.
All right, now what's going on here?
What do you mean, what's going on? Didn't I explain in the letter? This is a camp for the junior blind. The guy who almost landed on your head started it, and I run it.
You didn't say anything in your letter, except it was very important.
Well, it is important. My cook quit.
Your cook quit.
Yes.
Your cook quit.
Mark, it's hard to explain, but when Willie's the name of my cook, when he up and quit me, there was no one in the world I could think of to replace him but you.
Why me? I'm not a cook.
I know it doesn't make any sense, but that's what happened, Mark. It was like I was getting a message. Get a hold of Mark Gordon. Strange, isn't it?
Oh, yes. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Kaz, I offer you my heartfelt apology for scaring you.
Yeah, funny man, Frank. Shake hands with an old buddy of mine, Mark Gordon.
Mark, how are
this
you?
is Frank
How are you?
Riley. Mark's going to be our new cook.
Now, wait a minute. I haven't said I
And
was
what
going to
is your
do
name
this.
again?
Jonathan Smith, how you doing?
Now, wait a minute. I remember you. You're what they call the...
I know. The blind jock.
Right. You did all that stuff in college. You wrestled, shot put, discus.
Youthful enthusiasm. All gone now.
You're still skiing and running some marathons, aren't you?
Don't play golf with him. He walks off with your wallet.
Are you taking up mountain climbing now?
Well, that's just until I have my tryout with the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, good joke.
No joke. I am just about to get my sight in the very near future. I figure Pete Rose can always use a hard-throwing right-hander.
All right, Frank, until Pete calls you, how about giving me a hand back here?
Look, I got it started. It's up to you now, Kaz. Anyway, you've got a lot of counselors, and I'm not much of a teacher.
It's
very special case.
They're all special cases, kid.
He's cited now, but I don't know for how long.
No, I'm sorry. It's not a good idea. Brian, get me out of here, would you?
Come on, I'll show you where we're bunking.
Oh, wait a minute, Kaz. I told you we're not staying.
Hey, you mind if I have a crack at that special case of yours? I've done some work with people with disabilities.
Scott? Scott, come on. I know you're in there. I've been calling for the last 2 hours. Didn't all that ringing bother you? Are you going to let me come in, or are we going to have this argument in the hallway? Going away?
Camp.
The one Dr. Lovell recommended?
Yeah.
But I thought you said...
I changed my mind.
Good. I'm glad. I think.
What's that supposed to mean?
Are you really going there to learn, or are you just running away?
I'm not running away.
Yes, you are. Ever since this thing has gotten worse, you've been cutting yourself off. You quit your job.
Yeah, well, I've had a lot on my mind lately.
I know. Why won't you let me share some of it?
I'm going blind! Just how do you want to share that? What are you going to do? Trade me one of your eyes so that we can both go blind only in one eye?
If I could, I would. Scotty, whether or not you have your sight is not what's important to me.
That's because it's not happening to you. Look, I got to finish packing. Goodbye, Bets.
Scott, I want you to know that I think it's a very wise thing you're doing. You know that?
Yeah, whatever.
My daughter's blind. RP, like you. I only wished I'd had the sense to do the same thing you're doing while she still had her sight. Hmm? Huh, Scott? All right, I'm going to turn you over to Jonathan. He'll show you around, okay? If there's any questions, that's what we're here for, to help. Okay. See you later, Jonathan.
You bet. Follow me.
Hey, once you step on this bridge, takes a little getting used to. Most of the activities around here are voluntary. Kaz figures if you pick out what you want to work on, you'll do better at it. We've got stables down over there on your left.
I don't ride. I don't like horses.
We got a ball game starting over in the park pretty soon.
No thanks.
How about swimming pool?
Not much into water anymore.
Well, let me put it another way. What is it you'd like to see?
Next week? Next year? I'd like to see the rest of my life. You ever been blind? Huh?
No.
Right. So how are you going to teach me how to be?
One. Put it in. All right, here we go. All right, good catch there. Up she goes. Come on, let's go. Give it to Rosie. Go, Rosie. Go. Up she goes. All right, we got to count it. All right, here's the ball.
You're not playing?
No.
Oh, just missed.
What about helping me umpire first base?
No way.
Oh, Well, you should have asked me, Jonathan. Then when somebody in the stands yells, "The umpire's blind," they'll be right.
That's very cute, Frank.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Okay. All right, play ball. Hi, I'm Frank Riley.
Scott Lee.
Oh, yeah, you're the guy.
Guy who what?
The guy who's going blind.
Yeah, that's right. Why do you think I'm here?
That's what I was wondering. I mean, why'd you come here anyway if you're not going to participate?
You wouldn't understand.
Well, kiddo, here's where I gotta leave you.
Why?
Why? Well, because I gotta go to work, that's why.
I'll come with you.
No, that's not a good idea.
How come?
Well, for one thing, you know, you're a camper. You're supposed to camp. Besides, the kitchen's a very dangerous place. There's hot stuff all over the place.
I won't get in the way.
No. Excuse me, miss.
Jennifer.
Could you escort Jerry to wherever he's supposed to be?
Sure, I'll take care of him. Come on, Jerry.
So, what'd you think of Scott?
You sat me down there on purpose, didn't you?
I didn't think you'd notice.
I told you. Don't try to pull a fast one on a blind guy.
Just can't seem to get through to him.
Jonathan, what do you know about RP?
Just what I've read. Field of vision gradually narrows, tunnel vision. And one day, there's nothing left.
It's one of the cruelest kinds of disease because you literally watch yourself go blind. It can make a fella pretty bitter.
How about giving me a hand with it?
No. Not me. I'm the wrong person.
You're uncomfortable working with blind people, aren't you?
I am now.
Why?
How can I tell him to accept his blindness when I'm just about to get my sight back? How can I do that and not think of myself as the worst kind of hypocrite?
I don't know. Maybe you ought to find out.
Not bad. Not bad. Mind if I try a couple?
Be my guest.
Can I have the ball? You can bounce it to me. The ball, sir. Thank you. Now, if you would, just stand under the basket.
Okay.
Okay. And if you can, just count for me.
Count.
Like in school.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, that's pretty good.
Just a trick.
Yeah? How's your rebounding?
Oh, terrible. Listen, they tell me you're a beach person. You a lifeguard?
Surfer.
It's got to be one of the best ways to go.
Not one of the best, the best.
What's it like?
You can't describe it.
Try me, please.
Well, you spend a lot of time waiting. Then you see the one you want. See a building. Know it's good. You get a good push-off. You go sliding down the face, picking up speed. Sometimes, if the pipes form just right, you can duck inside. And then the water closes off all the sound. It's just you and the wave. And you look up. I don't do that anymore.
It sounds absolutely great. I wish I could learn.
Yeah, well, it's a little tough if you can't see.
I don't think it's so easy if you can. Listen, I've got an idea. I like to go jogging in the mornings, you know, on the beach. And I always feel bad when I have to ask a counselor to come with me. Why don't you come along tomorrow?
I don't know.
You'd be doing me a favor.
Yeah, well...
All right. Try this. How about if you and I play an old-fashioned game of horse? I win, you come jogging.
You're on.
Oh, the ball, please, sir. Thank you. Still under the basket?
I am now.
Whoa. Ball. Magic Johnson. Ow! That's H!
Hey, can we cool it here a second? It's getting to my calves.
I agree with you. This walking on the sand is tough.
Yeah.
Look, Scott, all I was trying to do was show you that as awful as blindness is, it really isn't the end of the world.
Maybe not for you.
I don't think for you either. Look, for an old guy, give it a try, huh?
Okay, let's just get it over with, all right?
All right. Let's start with, tell me about what you can hear.
Ocean there, road there, I hear cars. We done?
Oh, come on, Scott. What else? Birds. Where?
Everywhere. No way. Back there. No. They're moving over. They're moving.
What kind?
Gulls?
And?
What do you mean, and? I don't know. I never paid much attention before.
That is right. I can hear pipers and terns and even some sparrows.
Wait. I hear a plane.
What kind?
Very funny.
Just checking. All right, now the good stuff. Tell me about the waves.
What do you want to know?
What kind?
Are you kidding me? I mean, I spent all those hours out there for nothing? Even dozen.
A dozen? I can only count 11.
That's not bad for a non-surfer.
Where is the wind coming from?
Over there.
How do you know?
Feel it on my face.
Very nice. What do you smell?
Salt water. Sand. Hamburgers.
Yes, that's Charlie's. It's about a quarter of a mile down the beach. It's a bastion of culinary delight. Let's get jogging. You got any cash?
I knew there was a catch to this.
Let's jog. You're buying. Here we go.
All right, come on. Something wrong? Well, you're going to tell me what it is, or do I have to guess?
Scared.
Now, look. I'm going to be right there with you. I wouldn't let you fall.
I'm not scared of falling.
Well, then, what are you afraid of?
The horse.
Oh. Well, that's because he's a stranger, see? Come on, I'll introduce you. There we go. All right, now, this is Old Dutchy.
Funny name.
Well, not for Old Dutch. Hey, Dutch, this is my friend Jerry. Here, give me a hand. Feel that? That's his neck. Now, right here, right there, that's his mane. Feel it? Right there, that's his ear. Kind of likes to be scratched right around there. Well, don't be afraid. He's just saying thank you. All right, you ready to ride him?
No.
Come on now. Do you think the old bear is going to let you get hurt?
Okay.
Atta boy. Up you go. All right, hold right on that. Right onto there. You okay?
Okay. As long as I'm with you.
All right, pal. Let's go.
was talking to Scott. Move a little to your right so we can climb up.
It's pretty tough.
You think this is tough? Wait till we get to the next part. You guys take a breath. I'm gonna go up to the next stop. Ah!
Nice place to watch the sunset.
I'll bet.
I like this.
Climbing? Yeah, but that's not what this camp's all about. And I heard that you've been messing up with the basic classes. You know, like Braille and learning to use a cane.
I'll get to him.
Mm-hmm. Climbing, running along the surf down there, that builds a lot of confidence. But you got to get down to the practical stuff. Learning how to pour milk without making a mess. Learning how to use a cane to go to work.
I said I'd get to it.
Mm-hmm. The time, my friend, is right now before you lose your sight.
All right. Just don't make it any harder than it is already.
I'm not trying to make it any harder. I just want you to be ready to go on with your life.
You married?
Me? Nah, much too young.
You don't look too young.
Thanks a lot. You married?
No.
You thinking about it?
Not anymore.
Because of the blindness?
I'd say that was a pretty good reason.
I think it's a very stupid one.
All right, break's over. Let's move it.
Hey, Jonathan. You seen Frank around?
No, he went to town with Mark.
Oh. When will he be back, you know?
I'm not sure. It all depends how long he's with the doctor.
Doctor? What's going on?
Well, you know, the one who's operating on his eyes.
You never told me.
Oh, yeah, I thought you knew. There's a good chance Frank will get his sight back.
I'm sorry to be so long, Frank, but these final test results took a while.
Oh, that's okay, Doc. So, what's the good word?
The word's not so good. We knew going in it was a long shot, but as we said, we thought it was worth the chance.
You won't do the operation.
It would be an exercise in futility.
I guess I figured that.
I'm not going to put you through the pain and the expense of something that I know has a 100% chance of failure. Frank, I'm really sorry it didn't work out.
Oh, so am I, Doc. So am I. But, you know, like they say, dims the brakes.
Frank? Frank,
Yes.
we're back.
Oh, thanks for the ride.
Frank, remember what you said on the way to the doctor. This thing doesn't work out. It's not the end of the world.
No, but it is the end of a dream. Maybe they're the same thing.
Jonathan?
Yeah, what's up, kid?
I can't find Scott. Didn't he come to dinner?
No. The way I cook, I don't blame him.
Well, he knows the rules about staying out after dark. I'm worried about him.
Oh, come on. We'll help you look for him.
Who is it?
It's Jonathan. I'm looking for Scott.
He's not here.
Have you seen him since you got back?
No.
Mark told me about what happened. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
Scott heard about the operation today. It seemed to upset him quite a bit.
He doesn't know it's off?
No, he's been missing since then. If you happen to think of where he might be, let me know, okay?
Oh, Scott, you dummy.
Okay, here we go, people. Here's some more flashlights. Jack and Arnie, I want you guys to check the beach. The rest of us will sweep the whole camp. If you see him, holler real loud, okay? Let's go. Let's hit it. Make sure you check that beach area real good. He might be down there.
Jerry, what are you doing out here?
Waiting for you.
What for?
Go look for Scott. I thought you might need company since it's getting on toward nighttime, and I'm not afraid of the dark, so I can be a big help. I just like being with you.
You know what? I like being with you, too.
Get away.
Who's that, Scott?
You heard me. Get away.
Oh! You scared me to death. I thought I was the only one up here. What are you doing here anyway?
Watching the sunset. I heard you'll be doing it soon.
Oh, you heard that, did you?
Yeah. All that time you were telling me how it's going to be okay going blind. You were just waiting to see.
And you think that's bad?
Well, you're coming out of a dark room. I'm going in. Kind of makes you a hypocrite, doesn't it?
Would it help you? If you found out I was gonna stay blind, would that make you feel better?
Yeah, it would. It would.
Well, you got your wish because they can't do the operation.
I'm sorry. I didn't really mean.
All my life. All my life. I wanted to see color, you know. I've smelled flowers. I've tasted grass. Blades of grass. But I always wondered what green was. But all I'll ever see is black.
Maybe that's a blessing. You don't know what you've missed.
Oh, I think I do. Today, when I drove into town, I thought that for the first time, I'd find out what a sunset was really, really like.
It was a good one. One of the kind that has everything. The whole horizon is really red, like a fire engine. And then dropped off to orange and yellow. And there was a band up there that was absolutely white. And in the palest blue-green. There was a bunch of low-lying clouds. Had that bright red on the bottom. And the bluest black on top. It was the prettiest sunset I'll ever see again. The tunnel vision's almost closed down now. I kept running into things all day. I guess that's one of the reasons I climbed up here. To see my last sunset.
I think you came up here to jump, Scott.
What makes you think that?
Oh, I don't know. I guess because we're supposed to hear everything. I told you that, blind people. We hear everything. Anyway, you're sort of a classic. The trouble with you, Scott, is that you think that you're the only one in the world that hurts. But everybody at this camp is in pain. They hate the darkness. But they either let that hatred turn them into lumps, or they fight back.
Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. I mean, you've always had it all together. You're a fighter. Well, hooray! But I'm not, okay? So just leave me alone!
I can't do that.
Yeah, well, you don't have any choice.
Scotty, you've got to understand. If you jump, that's the end of everything.
And blindness isn't?
No, it's not.
Yeah, you say that. You say that because you've never known anything but darkness. You don't know anything else. But I do. I mean, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna have to remember what I've lost.
Oh, yeah.
I'll know what I've lost.
I know.
I can't handle that.
But you will remember. You will remember, you see? You've got memories to hold on to.
I don't want to hold on to them. Why can't you see that? It hurts, and I can't take the pain anymore. Let me go!
No! Why? Because...
Why won't you let me do it?
Because I can't! You think I always had it all together? You think! That's what you think! I came up here today just like you, to jump just like you. And I can't. All those so-called accomplishments, all those things. I was apologizing for being blind. I was apologizing for being blind. And that's stupid. It's stupid because I'm good. We are gonna make it. I am not gonna let you turn into a lump.
Mark, you don't have to leave. We can always use another cook around here.
Forget it, Cat. You don't know how lucky you are that Willie decided to come back.
Yeah, how about that? Willie shows up, begs for his job back. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, weird.
Jerry wanted to say goodbye to you.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, kiddo, I gotta be going. You take care of Uncle Tachi?
Yeah.
You brush him?
Yes.
You feed him?
Mm-hmm.
You ride him?
Yeah.
Kiddo, you take care of yourself, you hear me?
Okay. There.
I love you too, kiddo. Love you too.
I don't know day from night, and I don't know dark from light, and I believe that life is more than just a gift of sight. Rainbows I'll never